Hey there, Sojourners, and welcome to our Krampusnacht 2021 Holiday Horror Special. Cruise Ship to Terror! Tonight we're going to do something a little different. We're using Dead of Night rules. I know our holiday specials have been having a 10 candles vibe to them, but honestly, we decided we didn't want to spend 6 hours doing a recording tonight, so we're going to play some Dead of Night. As with all of our our closer to Christmas holiday specials, it might have a slightly lighter feel to it. Well, I don't know. I mean, it is the Gothic podcast after all. Anyway, tonight we are joined by Sharon.
Hello, I'm Sharon. I'm here. And this is me, Sharon.
Excellent. I'm glad that we now know that it's Sharon. And Jesse's with us tonight.
Hi, I'm Jesse. I'm not Sharon. Yes, very glad to be here. I missed this one last year. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I still have no idea what will happen, but we will see. Yes, indeed.
Also joining us, you may remember from guest appearances on the on season 2 of the Gothic podcast, and from such classics now as our Halloween horror special, Corn Maze of Horror, that we have with us Izaak of the Strangers in the Pines podcast. Hey, Izaak.
Hello, and I am both Sharon and Jesse.
Excellent. We'll start off with the disclaimer that the Gothic podcast and its horror specials are horror and humor, and neither of those things may be appropriate for all audiences, so viewer and listener discretion is recommended, advised, cautioned, something. Anyway, so like I said, we're going to be playing Dead of Night tonight. So Dead of Night is a great little system. We just spent an entire season primarily playing Dead of Night in season 2 of the podcast, and it is. I'll hold up a picture so that. Oh no, yeah, it
looks great.
That's not going to work. But anyway, Dead of Night is by Andrew Kenrick, and it is produced by Steam Power Publishing. So if you want a easy to get into, quick horror tabletop role-playing game to play for an evening or a couple of evenings, check out Dead of Night. Let's see here. Let me mess with my screen some more. Fixing some technical issues. Always fun. All right. Tonight on Krampusnacht Holiday Horror Special 2021 Cruise Ship to Terror, our intrepid crew and guests on board the luxury cruise liner from Sojourner Cruise Lines. It is the great ship whose name I thought of earlier in the day and then didn't write down. Not the Lollipop. Not
the Lollipop. That's a great name.
It's not the Lollipop.
But not as
totally...
KNOT like in ocean stuff.
I mean, is it a good ship?
No. Darn it. This was a really good name, too. And I knew I should have written it down. I thought of all these great things on the way to work today as I was driving in, not playing podcast, not playing music. And And the name of the ship was one that I spent 15 minutes on. And it was like, okay, Sojourner Cruise Lines. Yeah, obvious. And then, well, anyway, let's call it, this is the fancy Baba Yaga.
I was going to suggest Angel Wing, but that's the best cruise ship name I've ever heard in my life.
It
Fancy
is,
Baba Yaga.
I can just imagine them pitching it, and it was supposed to be, at first it was supposed to be like the Angry Baba Yaga. It's like an old refurbished Navy sub, and they had to paint over the old like logo on the side. So they're just like, all right, well, we got Baba Yaga, might as well just go fancy instead.
I was going to say it was like a placeholder. Whoever was in charge of naming the ship just put it up there to demonstrate the font or something, and they thought that was the final proof and just put it up on the ship.
Yes. Yeah, they were just checking out the font, and and yet here we are on the possibly good ship Baba Yaga.
It's somehow the best ship in the Sojourner fleet. The most luxurious,
Fancy Baba Yaga. Everyone wants to sail on the Fancy Baba Yaga.
So here on the Baba Yaga, our characters, our players here have already chosen characters, either having made their own or choosing some, that I worked up, and now they're going to completely mangle in what my original concept of them was. So let's find out what everybody is going to be playing tonight. But wait. Before that, let's talk a little bit about Dead of Night rules. So, first
how
of
do you
all,
play this game?
First of all, I have no idea how we play the game. we rarely do when we start a season, and we rarely know much more at the end. Anyway, we use 2 10-sided dice for this one. We roll those. We add them together. I just rolled 17 total, a 7 and a 10. And then we compare that to a target number that we have. Most of the time, that target number is 15. But if it is an opposed roll, perhaps by the bad guys or whoever, then it might be higher or even lower than that 15.
Now, we also add our stat.
We also add our stat. Yes.
It's not just the
so everybody has, 4 sets of stats.
We're good at Dead of Night.
We're good at
guys.
this. We're totally good at this. So yes, everybody has 4 sets of stats. They are in pairs. The first set is Identify, Obscure. The second is Persuade, Dissuade. The third is Escape, Pursue. That one gets used a lot in this game. And then we have Assault and Protect, also one that gets used a lot in this game. Now, these numbers can add up to 10, but they might be lower because of specializations that our characters have. And so those specializations can go up pretty high. But it does cause the main stat to go down some. But if they can argue for using that particular specialization in any given moment, then they have a better chance of succeeding. Okay, so that's the basic part. Now, we also have survival points. Now, survival points can be spent on a variety of things. For instance, our players could use their character's survival pool to get something called inspiration. You can flip an attribute pair for the duration of a scene. But it has to be flipped for the whole scene. You can't flip it back unless you want to spend another survival point. And you could also spend survival points on That Never Happened. You can re-roll a single check. You must abide by the results of the re-roll, although you may continue to spend survival points until you get what you want. Now, you can also do vying for attention. You can spend a survival point to interrupt another character's action or gain the initiative. By the way, in Dead of Night, the monsters always get the initiative. Also, let's see, Hold It. A character can spend a survival point anytime to negate the effect of another character's survival point expenditure. This can also be canceled by survival point expenditure. What's this? A character can spend a survival point to introduce a new element into the story, such as an important clue or hitherto unspecified fact about the setting or monster. I've Got Just the Thing. Can spend a survival point to find, own, or otherwise acquire a useful item. And Make Me Special. You can spend 2 survival points to make another specialization. That all sounds great. I, by the way, tonight am drinking White Russians out of my Nightmare Before Christmas mug and wearing my Christmas pajamas. And so I'm all... Oh, and my Nightmare Before Christmas socks as well. Although you can't see any of that.
That's right, folks. You don't even have to text Patrick, what are you wearing? He just tells you.
That is right.
And believe it or not, it's always Nightmare Before Christmas
Yeah, it's
all
amazing.
the way down.
The man's
Nightmare Before
closet is
Christmas
just...
all the way down.
I was going to wear a Christmas sweater, but I quickly realized I was going to become overheated in it. It's very warm.
Okay. Now, you might wonder, well, how many survival points do our characters get for all of this? Normally they start with 5. However, our characters are going to start with 3.
Oh.
Ooh.
I know, but there are normally a number of ways to gain survival points. You know, it's a game based on B-movie horror, and so doing the B-movie horror stuff usually gets you survival points. I say usually, because tonight we're going to do something a little bit different.
Ooh.
Tonight, we are including something called the Room of Secrets. So, at any point in a scene, any character can break in and say, I wish to go to the Room of Secrets. And when you go to the Room of Secrets, this is like in a reality TV show where the characters go and sit in a room and talk to the camera. They talk about the things that have just happened, what they were expecting or not expecting, maybe even give us some hints about what's to come. I didn't know what was going to happen next, but it wasn't pretty. Things like that. Also, this is where our characters can reveal secrets about themselves and break the fourth wall. So,
the greatest power of all.
Yes, the greatest power of all. And so, in the Room of Secrets, anytime you go there, you get a survival point. So, any character can go once per scene, not more than once per scene, but once per scene, and gain a survival point. And you can break in at any old moment. You're about to be eaten. There you are in the room and going, I was about to be eaten. I couldn't believe it.
Room of Secrets,
Writing
all
all this
right.
down.
Now,
Once per scene.
I'm not going to keep close track of this next one, but this next one is worth 2 survival points. Each character, once per half hour of our gaming session, we're anticipating 3 hours, can, if they use original words and spend at least 15 seconds doing it, they can break into song and get 2 survival points.
Is this the musical episode, Patrick?
This is a musical episode, Sharon.
There was a limit on that
so
time.
Excited.
Wow.
No. Yeah, you need to do it for at least 15 seconds, and you can only do it. You can only do it for survival points. once every half an hour. You can do it as much as you want.
Does it have to be good singing?
Yes.
No.
15 seconds, he said. 15 seconds.
We are pretty clear that our singing is not particularly good.
Yeah.
Now, that said, whenever one of my NPCs or monsters also breaks into song,
Oh, no.
then they get 1 survival point to share in their pool.
Your monsters get to sing?
Yes, indeed.
course.
Well, NPCs too.
musical
this is my
episode.
new favorite episode, you guys.
What is a good musical without a good villain
Yeah.
song? Those are the best songs.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so that is how our characters tonight can get extra survival points. So, what I want to do to start us off here is go right to the old Scream room. I like that better than Room of Secrets. It's Room of Screams. Let's go right to our Room of Secrets, and we are going to meet our characters. So describe to us, as you each sit down into the room, what your character looks like. What does the camera see? And then tell us a little bit about yourselves in character. Remember, you can break the fourth wall. And once you've done this, you get to add 2 survival points immediately. And you'll be right there ready to rumble. So we're going to go around here in clockwise order. So that's going to be Sharon first, then Jesse, then Izaak. And so let's begin tonight's cruise ship to terror on board Sojourner Cruise Line's Baba Yaga.
Ooh, harp sounds. Yeah, so in the Room of Secrets, you see what looks to be a middle-aged, rather chubby person from about here down, fiddling with the camera that clips onto their shirt. And they're like, is this thing on? Is it clip? Oh, do I not touch it? All right. I shall sit here and talk to the Okay. All right. So, hello. My name is James. You can call me Storm. Storm James is my name. And I'm here in this cruise celebrating the release of my last book, and also because I thought Baba Yaga was too good of a cruise liner name to pass up. If I may be frank, the legend of Baba Yaga was one of my favorites growing up as a kid, and so I am seriously looking forward to seeing if this thing can cruise as smooth as I always thought that old chicken house could, which was probably not very smooth. Come to think about it, you ever seen a chicken walk? Anyway, yeah, no, that's me. I'm very excited to be here and seeing who else all is on this ship.
And then the voice behind the camera, unheard to our audience, asks, so what's your name?
Oh, well, I said that already. The name's James.
Oh, I thought you said it was
James.
Frank, says the voice behind the camera.
No.
You said, if I could be Frank.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, I could be Frank if you wanted. I mean, I did take a little bit of acting in college.
And at that, the shot fades away. And Storm James gets 2 survival points to add to the 3 they already have. Let's go with Jesse.
All right. Who you see sitting down is a very preppy kind of dress, very Natalie dressed. Older gentleman, mid 40s, early 50s, somewhere in between there. He has a little bit of an air about him. You can see that he has this position to his head where his nose is always slightly turned up. And as he starts to speak, hello, my name is Professor Brosius. I teach at Brown University, and It's the summer, and I had nothing else going on, and I just had to get away for a while, so I'm here on this cruise. Are you going to be bothering us for an extended amount of time during this stay?
And the voice says something inaudible to the audience.
Okay, well, good day. Stands up and starts taking off the mic.
Amazing.
Izaak?
You see a shock of bright red hair get slowly pushed back by a long, slender arm with this light cotton glove going all the way down. And you see this long, languid woman with this half-shaved head, hair bright red, and this deep auburn skin, lean back in her chair and go, "Hello, I am Lala Embroidery, fantastic singer of the wonderful Baba Yacht. Some call me the Siren of the Seas, haunted ship with a ghostly singer. It's always so fantastic to make a long journey around. But if you want to get to know more about me, that's best done at dinner with a nice glass of wine. And speaking of which, come to the dinner show at 7 to enjoy a wonderful evening of entertainment. Ciao, darling." And that's where the scene fades.
Okay. Everybody gets their 2 points to add. And now, as we go to dinner on board the Baba Yaga, there in the sumptuous dining hall, brightly lit by numerous massive chandeliers, multi-tiered crystal chandeliers hanging from the upside-down cake of the ceiling itself, and numerous balconies looking down over this because it's in more or less the center of the ship. So multiple levels of balconies looking down, all lit in a sort of 1980s golden glow with 1970s shag carpet on the floor because this all takes place in 1984. Okay, I don't know when it takes place. It may or may not. But as everyone is settling in, this is before the dinner show starts. In fact, Lala is not due on stage for a little while yet, but everyone is waiting because you know how this works. You must wait for the captain to appear. The captain must appear and then descend the stairs, which are at one end of this sumptuous, grand dining hall, which is filled with people excited to be on a cruise at last. And he will appear at the top of the stairs, and then he will descend in his immaculate white captain's shirt and pants, and his white captain's hat tucked under his arm. And he shall smile at everyone and wave, and perhaps say a few words before taking his seat at the head of the captain's table, where, in fact, all of you are seated next to one another. He has not made an appearance yet. He's delayed, perhaps, by something. But while you are seated at the captain's table, in fact, suspiciously, next, very close to one another, due to the fact that this is how you're going to pretty much meet, unless you have met before on the cruise.
Oh, I met everybody. I just want to introduce myself to everyone I see.
So why don't you have a chat amongst yourselves while we wait for the captain?
Oh, hey there, Professor. How are you this fine evening? I'm sorry, is it Doctor? Jesse?
Sound, Jesse?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Good evening again, Storm.
Well, how the hell are you? I ain't seen you in, gosh, it has to be almost an hour now.
I'm doing okay.
Are you doing okay? You know, I ain't seen you hanging out with anyone else. There's plenty of real nice people on this ship.
I've been spending a lot of time collecting my thoughts.
Oh boy, howdy, you must have a lot of thoughts to collect. It took you almost an hour. Takes me here 10 seconds to collect my thoughts.
Lala is sitting right next to the professor. What is Lala doing?
She's listening kind of casually at the moment, but she hasn't met either of these two before. But now, kind of hearing that he's professor, she has some thoughts going on in her mind. She's going to turn. Good evening. It's so delightful to have guests aboard our ship. Hello, I don't think I've made your acquaintance yet. My name's, well, feel free to call me, Lala.
Lala. Sorry, I just repeat names of people I meet. My name's James, and I lean across the professor to shake her hand, or to take her hand.
She holds it out.
I do one of those. I realize I can't lean in far enough to kiss it, but I do that thing where I cup it from beneath.
Charmed, Mr. Storm.
It is an absolute pleasure and an honor and a delight and other wonderful things, superlative.
Oh, flattery will get you nowhere, Mr. Storm.
Well, in that case, I'll have...
At which moment, perhaps saving... I'm sorry, is it Storm James or James Storm?
Storm James.
Okay. Perhaps
I go by both.
Interrupting Storm James, there's a smattering of applause around the dining hall, and you all turn to look up at the stairs, and you see indeed that the captain has appeared at last. He stands at the top of the stairs. He looks out over his domain. And then he takes a few steps down the stairs, stumbles a little bit on the second one, but catches himself quickly and proceeds down a few more and goes, I'm glad you're all here tonight to see the wonders of my cuisine that we have on offer this fine evening. Oh, yes, indeed. Your captain, Captain Chip Chippers, is just, well, I am almost speechless. Except, perhaps, maybe not quite speechless. I am what I am. I'm the captain of the ship. I am what I am. I have nothing of which I seek, for it is all here, all amongst my people dear, and this fine food that we shall eat. Please, everyone, dine. And he comes down the stairs and joins at your table.
Wonderful
sitting.
Song, Captain.
Ooh, look, I get more survival points.
Well, I'll be darned if that wasn't the most delightful welcome song I had ever been sung.
I don't understand. What do you mean? Song?
I mean speech.
Well, thank you.
You have
I
such
have,
a melodic voice.
I know that you may not know this, but my father was a preacher man, and I picked up a few cadences from his fine way of speaking to a crowd.
Oh, you too, huh? It's cultural phenomenon, I guess.
Oh, yes. Anyway, please dig in. We're having, looks like, octopus tonight.
Oh, I never ate an octopus before.
I'm sorry, calamari.
I never eaten one of those neither.
Wine is poured, food comes out. The ship shakes, rocks about 45 degrees to one side, lights flicker, the chandeliers sway and creak. The dessert nearly slides off of the table.
Wait, no, the dessert nearly stays, but we're at 45 degrees?
The ship cants to 45 degrees, then rocks
sharp.
back. The captain takes a sip of his wine. Was this something that drew your attention? Yes. So the ship rocks and then tilts. And then there is a great screeing sound. And from various places around the ship, from distant parts, you hear boom, boom. And then, as I said, the lights flicker. Then they come back on, illuminating the space quite brightly. There's people screaming. And the chandeliers, some of them, begin to fall. Now, will they fall near where you are? I don't know. So, let's have someone, the, person who says it first, roll an escape check.
Oh, jeez.
That would be then our Professor Brocious.
Okay. Escape.
So, what Jesse will be doing now is rolling 2d10s and adding the Professor's escape skill score to that.
17.
17. Looks like he was just looking for a 15. So, the Professor, why don't you describe this? There's shards of glass falling all around. What are you doing, Professor?
As I've kind of eaten some of my meal, seeing the precarious situation that the chandeliers are in as they're starting to come down, look directly above and see the one coming down at us. And as I jump myself out of the way, I'm also pushing other people in similar direction, and yeah.
All right. Well,
like
of
I
course,
imagine it's coming down on the table, and I jump away from it and maybe grab the two that were seated next to me and kind of like go the same direction with them away from the table.
Okay. That would be Storm James and Lala Embroil. And do you allow yourselves to be grabbed?
Oh yeah, I probably bounce off his hand and act like a bowling ball and push the other people further aside.
And Lala?
Absolutely. She's in full panic mode, and it has no brain to stop him. So.
All right. Well, yes, indeed. The chandelier that is above the captain's table, it plunges downward and strikes directly on the captain's table. Shards of crystal go everywhere. Close up, the chandelier is massive. It is so much larger than it appeared whenever you just sort of casually noticed it walking through the dining hall. But this thing is huge, probably at least the size of a Volvo. But unlike a Volvo, and perhaps more like a Yugo, it explodes in all directions whenever it hits the table. And in fact, the captain is immediately speared right through the face.
Oh,
He
Lance
falls
Mercy.
backwards with a big shard of glass in his head.
I'd
Other
like
guests
to,
are screaming.
Grab a tablecloth and cover him up real quick so he can't upset nobody.
As you begin to cover him up, he goes,
Oh, good Lord, sir, you are still making noise.
Captain, who do we need to...
Doctor!
What do we need to
is there
do?
a doctor anywhere?
Where's the medics?
The ship cants to the other direction 45 degrees, and there's more Cthulhu sounds from a distance. Then the lights go out completely. Kathink. It takes a few moments, but red emergency lights come on, illuminating the exits, which you see are crowded with people as they are trying to get away. There are screams from everywhere as people are injured or just darned scared.
Off to the side. Question: are we familiar with this cruise at this point? Or is this like at the beginning of the cruise?
Yeah,
You
this is-
are insert number of days into this cruise.
Okay, that's helpful.
How many days in are you?
Q.
2,
2
okay.
days. 2 days in. So you're not overly familiar with the... I guess it could have been up to 10. I guess you were rolling a 10-sider there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're not overly familiar with it. At least not Professor Brocious and Storm James. Lala, who is employed by the cruise line, may be more familiar.
All right.
So,
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I need to, over on the turn tracker,
Oh, yeah.
I had rolled yes.
Now.
I need to move that down to Jesse's token, because in Dead of Night, we can't go twice in a row. You can't roll twice in a row for this game. So if Storm James does something and then wants to do something else immediately, then I get to roll. If and so on and so forth. So. But you can't say you're doing things. I mean, you can do things.
Well, I guess I would want to, since I'm right there, check and see if I think the captain has a chance of survival, or if he's, kind of just gurgling.
So, do you have anything that would give you the ability to determine that? Any thoughts that you might have? Maybe, if you don't have any specializations, maybe identify would be a good roll.
Yeah, I have a specialization called Ferret Out the Truth, but it's under Escape Pursue. Identify, I have
It can
Intuitive
be
Leaps.
used for anything. It doesn't have to be in the pair
Oh,
that
gotcha,
you are.
gotcha.
It can be
Leaps.
used for anything.
Well,
In
you said he
the,
got speared by a large
pair that you are-
piece of crystal or something to the head, and head injuries, apart from bleeding, often way more than I think people expect, are often pretty does this look like something that you could get up and walk away from, or does this not look like something that you could get up and walk away from? And so I want to kind of just like very delicately examine, feel around, maybe, just very delicately with a napkin, try and get some of the blood off to see if I can, I'm going to make an argument for intuitive leaps, which is a specialization I have to put together whether I think he has a chance of survival if I get him to a medic.
Okay. I would also like to note for those following along at home, the tension tracker and turn tracker that we have on display there also keep track of a thing called the tension points. So we have the tension points and we have the tension level. The tension points are currently at 3, so is the tension level. The tension level can go up if a monster is present. And the higher the tension level, the darker and more gruesome, perhaps, the descriptions become. But at level 3, they're not that high yet. Now, the tension points are interesting because the tension points are a thing that I can spend on rolls to make them better or worse. Now, in the game that we're currently playing, I am limited to using my tension points only for escape and assault rolls. But when doing so, let's see, I may spend up to 5 points on either of those if I have them to spend. Okay, so now knowing that, go ahead and you rolled what?
I was wanting to do intuitive leaps, one of my specializations.
Right, and you rolled how much?
I
or have you
yet.
rolled yet? Okay.
It is 16 plus 7, so a million. 16 plus 7. Yeah, that's correct. 16 plus 7.
Okay. So 16 plus 7, when we do our maths, is 23. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Patrick.
23 is better than 15, which is, unless I tell you otherwise, what your target number is. So oftentimes, if you just roll it quickly, before I have a chance to say that the target number is higher, then you'll probably get away with it.
Good
So, that is quite good. I would like to note that if you roll 13 on the dice, that is a failure. Even if the numbers go higher with your skill points, it is considered to be a critical failure, and I gain another survival point, and really bad things happen.
Oh,
Now,
boy.
if you roll doubles and succeed, then you get a survival point
I did not roll doubles.
and succeed. All right. Okay, well, tell me then, what do you see? Will he make it?
Oh, we're doing narrative control. Well, you
maybe a little bit for a while. At tension level 3, I'll let you.
you said he got speared through the head with I think, what did you say, a massive.
It was a shard of crystal, yes. So
Shard
now
of
this was
crystal?
what you saw from a distance and out of the corner of your eye, almost. So as you get up
Okay.
closer, what do we see?
Yeah, no, I think he I think it's through like the upper part of his face and gently kind of feeling around the side of his head. I think I feel some suspiciously squishy spots, and I'm gonna look over at whoever's looking. If the professor's looking, Lala's probably not looking, and just give him a shake of my head. Just keep him warm. We need to.
Oh, tell me if I'm gonna be all right. I don't want to go home quite yet.
Oh, you'll be
Gurgle,
fine,
gurgle.
sir.
Gurgle.
I'm sure it'll be all right. Now I'm just gonna put this tablecloth over you and keep you warm there until we can get help up here.
As you
Give him
put
the
I think we
hat.
need to.
as you pull the tablecloth over him, he says, "It's Captain."
Oh, Captain, yeah. Tuck him in like he's a child.
Professor.
Okay.
Keep in mind, the dining hall is also chaos at this point, and it's dark except for the dim glow of red lights.
In a way, the professor is just looking at this interaction, shakes his head a little bit. It's like, Storm, allow me. I pull the tablecloth away from the poor captain. Be like, Captain, can you stand?
Oh, that's
Okay, so he's
After
like
someone-
completely out of
someone-
it. Like, check
someone with
his
a head injury maybe
pupils.
should not.
Check his pupils. Like, is he really?
How are you going to do that in the dark?
Oh,
Would you like to spend a survival point to find some light source nearby?
oh, wow. I don't know. I feel.
I don't got my dress doesn't have pockets. I got nothing.
Women's fashion, am I right?
It sucks.
And are we really in the 80s, or is this more recent?
It might be. It's not. It's
Oh,
currently
geez.
undetermined. The decor is in the 80s,
Okay.
blended with a little bit of 70s.
So it's set in the 90s.
In a kind of like, do you really know what you're doing kind of way, nudges poor Storm out of the way and does his own investigation of the body. Storm, do you have a light, a phone, anything that you can shine in the area?
So, Storm, the professor apparently wants you to spend a survival point to have a light source.
Hell yeah, I got a flashlight. It's a little one, but I'm sure it'll do just fine. It's one of those ones on your keychain with a single LED.
Is Storm wearing cargo shorts?
Storm is absolutely wearing cargo shorts. They are very large. They go down to like mid calf, and beneath them are some hairy calves and then flip flops.
Wait a minute, I feel called out here.
Hey, so for our audience at home, this is a pre-generated character that Patrick actually created, and I just picked him like 20 minutes before we started here. So, just saying.
There's some similarities, self-representation in some of these characters.
But
Always say,
okay,
you
so
put
the
yourself
captain's
in the world.
talking. Does he seem really coherent?
He sometimes seems coherent, and then at the next moment he'll go blah, 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 blah.
Anything other than the head wound that I can see?
What did you roll?
For what?
For your investigation of his wounds. Would
Oh,
you like to roll identify?
Actually, I might use my research methods, seeing as how I'm Ivy League trained and all. I think I should know a little something about the human anatomy. So I'll go with that. Which is helpful, considering that's only a 16.
Yeah, I took my first aid CPR too.
All right. So what do you find as you're searching around him?
Obviously, a lot of blood, but I don't think it's hit anything major. He may be a little extra. His cheekbone may be a little bit fractured, but there's a possibility he could be all right. I really don't think we should move him. just in case it's a concussion. But if you could take that tablecloth and wad it up and just put it under his feet for now, the best thing we can do is
people
just
start
try and
screaming
help
in
with
a
any
different
shock.
way from the far side of the what's it called? The dining hall.
Dining hall.
And
I'll
as we're
stand up
finishing
and-
up with that conversation, definitely looking over in that direction at the screams.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the screams were screams of just general shock and surprise. What's going on? Oh, these are like ah.
How was that again? No, you don't
Can
have
you do
to
that
do
one more
that
time?
again.
I didn't quite catch
You
it the
don't have
first
to do
time.
that again.
Would you like them to sing it?
I think I just.
Oh my
I think
God,
I
yeah,
just found
sing
my
it.
new ring. No, sing it, and then I'll have my new ringtone.
Yeah. Let me record. Hold on. No, I'm kidding.
And we lose all of our viewers. All right. So, yes. So, what did you find?
Isaac, were you?
That
you about
he
to
looks like he's going to make it. So, what are the rest of you? How do you respond to this?
Hearing that and seeing the people being an employee of the cruise, Lala's gonna stand up kind of shakily and go, I'm going to try and get the people rallied and moving into their rooms. Just keep an eye out on them. And then she's going to walk over to the crowd. Hello, all. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Just go towards the exits. They're marked. You'll see the red lights.
And in front of you, you see one of the guests. Now, this is in, again, very dim lighting. It's red. And in fact, the emergency lights are flickering now, too. But you see what appears to be a shadow form of one of the guests. Like there's somebody like almost right in front of you, and they're wearing a Hawaiian shirt and non-cargo pants, and you can see them pretty clearly. But behind them, it's a shadowy form, and then these two meaty hands reach out, grab the person in front of you on either side of their head, and then just jerk it around in a big circle until you're looking at their face again. But their neck is all twisted around.
She's going to scream and run away.
Okay. This is when you roll a little thing we call an escape roll. Now, I will note that before you make this roll, you are going, this is an opposed roll, and this is also what is called a,
Critical?
Crap, what's it called?
I'd have to look at the book.
This is a risky check.
Risky
Oh
check.
yes, that's what it is.
If you lose a risky check, then you lose a survival point, and I gain, and the tension point goes up. So,
All right.
So you do not currently know what your target number is. So just go ahead and roll and tell me what you get for your escape.
I'd actually like to go into the box of secrets,
Okay.
Oh,
Great.
or the room of secrets.
I like the
I
box
was
of
looking
secrets.
at dice box.
the dice box of secrets.
The dice box of secrets.
Everything inside the room of secrets is the blank of secrets. It's the chair of secrets and the table of secrets.
The microphone of secrets.
The
And the,
video camera of secrets, the video
room temperature bottle of water of
videographer of secrets.
The vending machine of
Videographer of
secrets.
All right. So we cut away from this as Lala screams and turns to run away.
You see Lala kind of taking deep breaths. Wow. I had no idea this was going to be such a intense cruise. We've done some theatrics before, but nothing this sincere, intense. I'm very excited to see where it goes. And then I'm going to roll my escape for leaving the room of secrets.
Okay.
And I do have a specialty called Run and Scream, or Scream and Run. And she's
I
going
forgot
to do
about that.
That's amazing. I love that.
Oh my god, that's great.
I wish I'd had that in season 1.
Ooh. I got a 1 and a 3. 4 plus 8, 12.
Okay. Well, you may already suspect this, but you needed a much higher number than that.
Yeah, I had a feeling about that.
So, this is an assault. Well, you're trying to escape, so actually it's a pursue. So I don't get to use my... yeah, I don't get to use my attack on this. My assault roll. But you do lose a survival point. Of course, you just gained one, so that's sort of a wash
Moot
there.
point.
But my tension points go up. Whee.
Yeah,
Which also raises the tension level a little bit more. Ooh, it's getting nasty out there. And what happens is this. You scream, la la, and then you turn and you start running like crazy, but your foot steps into a bit of calamari or something, just a squishy, a plate of it that's on the floor, and you go in a big half circle and then sploof right on your back, and you're staring up, straight up at the roof of the dining hall, but of course you can't see much in the way of lighting, although it does appear that on some of the other levels, like some room lights may be operational, flickering, but there and on, and you're just staring straight up as the most astonishing thing happens. The roof, suddenly you can see what appear to be stars through the roof of the ship, but then those are blocked out by falling debris and such. And then something powers down right beside you, practically, and there's a big kawoosh, and there's a feeling of heat, and then you kind of look over to the side, and there's a big hole in the floor where there wasn't one just a few moments ago. Something very large has just pounded through much of the ship from above. However, it also seems to have perhaps thrown off your maybe pursuer, although the hands that had just turned the head of the guest around seem to be more intent upon that than on you at the time.
Like a meteor? Like something like crashed through, like punched through multiple levels of the ship?
That from a slightly different distance and illuminated by the glow of its overheated self from its entry into the atmosphere, you believe it was exactly a meteor.
Holy shit, we're being bombarded by space rocks. I'll go running off towards Lala.
Yeah, seeing the shock going on over there, and hearing the piercing scream of Lala, I feel I must. She's the only one I know that works the ship that can get us where we need. And going toward Lala and asking straight up, Lala, can you get us to a lifeboat, to the bridge, anywhere that you think would be safer than this area?
Good gravy, man. Give her a second. Ma'am, are you all right? Take a deep breath.
She stands up as quick as she can. To add insult to injury, as she goes to step forward, she feels that the heel off her right shoe is snapped.
Oh, bummer. Oh,
That's
no.
where the survival point went right there.
Yeah. And
Bridge.
and
Which way to the bridge?
she thinks for a second. It's that one, and she points towards an opening in the kind of leading into what looks like a hallway.
I would help her up and start heading that direction.
Okay, this takes you again past the area where the captain is. The hallway that Lala points at actually is up the stairs that the captain came down, as would make sense, as the bridge of the ship is up higher than this level. And it is strange because you hear a strange slurping sound coming from the captain, and he stands up. The captain does. Still covered in the white sheet, which somehow got draped back over him during all of this, so that, in a way, now that the lights have suddenly started flickering on and off again, looks rather ghost-like as he stands there in front of you, his arms kind of waving around, lifting parts of the sheet about. There's something wrong with his head, though.
Captain, you gotta lay back down. Captain, sir, you gotta lay back down, sir.
And hearing the voice, he kind of turns towards you and goes, ah, and starts moving toward you, the arm still flailing in your general direction.
I want to pick up like a serving utensil off of either a table or the floor. I imagine lots of stuff got pitched to the floor. Maybe a pair of tongs. give him a couple clacks because you gotta, and tongs the sheet off his face so I can see what's up with him.
As you do so, the sheet falls away. There is the captain. He's still, part of his face is still speared through with a shard from the chandelier. But wrapped around that, and around his head, in general, is what really looks like the calamari you were having for supper. Except this calamari still has arms all wrapped around the captain, and it's a weird color of red and green and blue. All splotchy, as if it were a Christmas decoration.
Nicely done.
God. I love it. It's the Christmas Facehugger. Nah, I knew that stuff wasn't right. I'll try and I'm gonna take a step closer and try and tongs the tentacles off his face and see if I can get it to let go.
Oh my god, hilarious.
As you do so, it opens two of its eyes. Oh wait, no, there's more. It opens three more in addition to that, and stares at you with these bulbous eyes that are on top of it. And then, quite able to see you now, as the sheet is no longer on top of it, the captain's arms come up, and he comes for your throat. However, you are trying to tongs this thing off of him. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and let you roll an assault.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just start whacking it with the tongs. It's the same thing that Izaak rolled. It's a 3, which my total, or it's a 3. It's a 4 on the dice. My total is 4 on the dice. Score is 5. It is a 9 total.
All right, that is not, and I know you're going to be shocked by this, high enough.
Oh, y'all are raising the tension level really quick.
And so, although you were doing the assaulting, that did not actually raise... it does raise the tension level because I lost a survival point. No, I didn't. Wait, what am I saying? No, I got away.
I was going to say, you did not lose a survival point.
Yeah, no. I, again, still don't know how to play this game.
Unless Christmas squids are weak to tongs damage.
Yeah, I know. But
Aren't all, I mean,
you get a hold of it,
all
and you
holiday
start.
squids are weak to tongue damage. That's a well-known fact.
You get a hold of the squid with your tongs and start pulling, and you hear a kind of a suctiony sound as it
that's
kind of
disgusting.
pulls away from his face a little bit, but then you realize that that it's like so clamped on there that you're pulling part of his face away too. Tension levels at 9, people, so the descriptions are going to get a little more horrible. And now you, though, are close enough that it attacks you. And guess what? You just went. So that means I get to roll my assault.
I know you like to roll dice sometimes.
This is indeed a risky check for you.
Oh, dear. Wait, is it risky if it's the one doing the rolling?
Yes, it's that kind of roll. In other words, if you lose this, then
Right.
Survival points are affected.
Yeah, survival points are affected, and so this is going to be against your protect.
Okay.
And I, since this is an assault, I'm going to spend a tension point to use my special power. It's called Deadly.
Oh. hoping it was
16
gonna be a
versus
word.
your protect.
That beats my protect.
Okay. So with Deadly, and by the way, that's having to spend a tension point to activate a monster specialization was something I never knew I needed to do during the entirety of Season 2.
What?
Did you do monster specialization?
They had some.
I can speak.
Yeah. They did have some. Okay. So it reaches out and grabs you by the throat, and then it just starts shaking you so that Storm James is going, and then it starts to turn your head around. And you lose 2 survival points.
2 survival points.
Yikes.
Would you like to go into the Scream Room, the Room of Secrets? Would you like to break into song?
I was thinking about breaking into song. The problem is that like rhyming on the spot is like really hard. Weirdly.
Wants to lay down a beat? We can lay down a beat.
It's a cruise. We got to do Latin rhythm.
Just think about that.
Yeah.
Just think about that cat video that you showed me the other day at work.
Oh, good gravy, it's got me. Oh, good gracious me. I've been got by a Christmas squid, and I might not live to see tomorrow.
See, was that 15 seconds?
That probably wasn't 15 seconds. Oh, good gracious me. I can't bloody see because a squid's got its tentacle over my eyes. Please come and save me, somebody who can save me. And I just made the same rhyme twice.
All right. You get back 2 survival points. So instead of your neck being twisted all the way around and off of your body, your whole body just sort of spins around.
I just lift up my feet and let it turn me.
as the Captain Squid thing turns you around and around and around. So this is happening, everybody. Professor Brocious, you still have the pin light, and that's showing this in horrible graphic detail, while the lights are starting to flicker on and off again, but the chandeliers are all down, and so they're flickering from the floor, which is weird, because they're not connected to anything anymore, as far as you know.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Alarm klaxons start going off also somewhere on the ship. Aruga. Aruga.
I'm freezing up. Okay. I'm just
All
gonna
right.
say sorry.
The monster
Captain,
takes
and
the
shoot a
initiative
big
away from you.
boot into his chest.
All right, what do you do?
What did I say?
I was talking over you.
Oh, that's okay. Just throwing a foot to his chest, trying to get him off Stormy. Storm.
Stormy. So you're trying to. This sounds like you're not trying to do any damage. You're just trying to protect Storm here.
Yeah.
So
maybe I throw out back off, suckface. Would that count as a cutting word?
I love it.
As you are trying to use one of your specializations, which is what?
Yeah. Would that count as a cutting word?
What is your specialization? Cutting words?
Cutting words.
Cutting words.
All right. It sounds like cutting words, what I was envisioning
taken
there,
from my assault protect area.
Yeah, was, you really just insulting something because you're a professor. You can just do it so well that it just like astonishes them into psychic damage of some sort.
Which is why back off suckface is so excellent right now, and I love it.
So yes, I'm going to allow it.
All right. Let's see. I didn't. Yeah. Okay. 23.
Okay. Yes, that is going to beat its protect.
It's assault.
So I mean, I was seeing the cutting words as being more of an assault kind of thing.
Okay.
So,
He insults them and stabs them.
Yeah. And so, yeah, all of its eyes widen as you say that. And then
all five of them.
You put your boot into the captain's chest, but it seems more shocked at the things you said rather than the boot itself. And it loses a survival point.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. So,
at that point, I would grab
So and it lets go of Storm at that point, and yes, Professor, you can grab Storm.
I think it's time to go, Writer, and dragging Storm along with us, chasing after Lala. I don't know if Lala's still screaming and running at this point.
No. Since Lala has now has seen the squids, she's decided to burst the song.
Oh, jeez.
It's beginning to look a lot like squid men. Everywhere you go, take a look at the screaming men, dancing with their friends, with gleaming fangs and tentacles that show. It's beginning to look a lot like squid men, dead all on the floor. But the deadliest sight to see is the monster that we flee. Locking the only door.
I love it.
Bravo.
Do you have like 10 survival points?
Yeah,
now?
take 2 survival points.
Unbelievable. The monster that we flee.
Sorry, I'm looking up a rule.
True. No, you're fine. If you give me a few more minutes, I can write a few more stanzas.
Oh, that was incredible.
Oh, oops. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to double check. So it is indeed anytime any character, that means NPC, PC, or monster uses a survival point or loses a survival point, the tension goes up.
Okay, so I had lost 2 back when it first grabbed me. And then Did anyone else use one?
Man, tension's going up really high, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna cap it at the moment at 10. I don't feel like it's any higher than 10 at the moment, despite the fact that there's, as you're running for the stairs, the song that Lala just belted out seemed to be taking on more and more truth, because you see more of the guests around the room rising up with these squid things on their heads. And in fact, one of them is indeed blocking the way up the stairs.
Curse me and my prophetic singing.
All right, so...
Okay.
What do you do?
Oh, now don't talk about yourself that way, dear. Your singing is a blessing. These things want to use it as an excuse to block our way. Well, that's on them.
A blessing or curse.
No,
I forgot
what did
the
I just
voice
say?
halfway through that sentence. It's like, wait a minute. Who am I?
All right. Well, you've got to get past the guest with guests with squid heads before you can get up the stairs, or you take a different route.
Oh.
I want to check my shoe.
Who's leading the way?
I imagine I went back as we started to head up the stairs for Storm, and so I think Lala was probably further up the stairs.
Yes.
At that point, as I'm heading back with Storm, I might go to. I might actually defer to Lala. Where's a safe place?
We need to go there. That's going to be the way to the bridge. And she's going to
whichever direction Lala's pointing.
The direction of the monsters that's now blocking the path
at the top of the stairs.
Yep, and she's going to take off her high heels, one of which is broken, and chuck them as hard as she can at the monster.
Nice.
Love it.
Okay. So, yeah, that's...
An assault, I'm pretty sure.
An assault, yep.
Seven plus 5, that's 12 plus 5, 18.
18 is good. And the
12 plus 5 is 17.
The shoe spikes right into the meaty squiddiness of it, and then all of a sudden its arms flail outward. Its tentacles all flail out, creating this halo around the face of the this guest, and just flailing all over the place. And it slides off, speared by the high heel.
Oh, wait, now that's what I call a stiletto.
This is why I'm not giving survival
aimed,
points
man.
for corny lines.
Wow.
No words.
Go. Yeah.
And in the breach, you can, in the breach, Professor Brocious can lead you all through and up the stairs.
Maybe crouch down into a rugby position and just come up with a shoulder up into the side of one to try and throw him over the railing to create a bigger hole to get through.
Okay. So you're knocking them left and right. Give me an escape roll there, Professor. Oh, wait, let's see. So it was
Izaak
Lala who threw the shoe and rolled last.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you are clear to roll.
Oh, geez. 18 plus 5. 23.
Wow,
23.
nice.
Yeah, I rolled 18, and that's double nines, by the way. So I get a survival point.
Oh, nice.
Yep, that is a success. And I could adjust it, I suppose. Anyway, yes. That is a success, and you do get a survival point for that. And then you're up onto the upper landing. The ship, though, seems to be tilting more and more to one side. Now, it did it the most at the very beginning of all this, but now it seems to be listing a little bit to the starboard side, which would be to your right as you are going up the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, hell. That thing went all the way through the hull.
Any barriers up to the left, or is it like straight up from the hall?
Nope. You go up the stairs, up another set of stairs, and then there's a hallway straight ahead of you, and it is down that where Lala can indicate that the stairs that go on yet up higher go up to the bridge.
Yeah. We're hoofing it that way. Loving the Batman-esque, like old Adam West style room style that we're walking down.
Okay, so you head up there and you get to a short corridor that ends in a door that says bridge.
Ooh, excellent.
There it is. There's the bridge.
Oh, we don't do good with bridges, remember?
Shut up.
I claim no responsibility. Lala's going to open the door.
So Lala bursts ahead, screaming and running, and flings open the door, revealing a massive crater where the bridge used to be, as something large has pounded down through it, and you can look down at sparking electrical lines and such for about 8 or 10 levels decks of the ship. And all that's left is just a big crater in the ship in front of you, as Lala kind of hangs on to the door with one hand and leans out over this abyss. And on that note, we're going to take a short break because we are about halfway through our session for this evening, and we will be back in just a few moments. And we are back from our break, during which I learned that for Season 2, I was actually using the rules correctly, and I was doing them wrong here tonight. So I have fixed the tension tracker and the tension point marker to correctly reflect the amount of tension points that I have to use. Which, if you are listening to this in the podcast version, is 8. The tension level is currently at 10.
That's pretty high. That's pretty high.
However, we are now, by the way, in a new scene. So, also, I don't think we've been overusing the song thing. So,
no.
I'm happy enough with that mechanic. So let's see where we're at here. We've got Lala hanging out over a crater, a chasm. Electrical sparking down below. Here's what Lala can see, though. It doesn't go all the way through the ship. These cruise ships are huge, like, 20, 30, I don't know. I've never been on one. 1 million decks. And whatever it was pierced the ship 10, 12 decks down. And you can actually see the top of this huge, what looks like a rock down there. Smooth, but pitted, if that makes sense. So it's like a golf ball, kind of. Like a giant golf ball, but of some black, dark material. And coming out of the little golf ball pits on this thing are dozens, if not hundreds, of the multicolored squids that you have seen in the dining hall. It's about this moment, as Lala continues to hang dangling out over the abyss, that from behind Storm and Professor Brocious comes a voice. The very recognizable voice of Phil the Cabin Boy, who says, "Hey man, what's happening down here?"
Oh, hey, Phil.
Hey,
You seen this crazy
you're
giant
the
golf
writer
ball?
fella.
Yeah, that's me. You seen this crazy giant golf ball? I knew that golf was a bad idea.
Why's the lounge singer hanging out over a golf ball, man?
Well, 'cause I ain't rescued her yet, Phil. I'll pull her back into solid ground.
Roll protect.
Okay. It's a math is hard. 16.
Total?
And
Yeah.
so, yes, you
11
swing
plus
the door
5,
back
16.
in, essentially closing the
It was a
door
long
back
day at work.
with Lala still gripping it in a death grip.
Easy now, ma'am. I'm just getting you back to solid ground over here. Let's get your feet here on where the floor is solid over here.
There.
Ooh.
Professor, what are we going to do?
We've got to find means of protection and a way off of this vessel.
Lifeboats?
Lifeboats, yes. We'll have to go to some lower floors before we can get out onto the main deck.
Oh, man. You want lifeboats? Oh, sure. There'll be, there's we've got dozens and dozens ever since that one big ship with Leonardo DiCaprio on it. Ever since that went down,
It's the Titanic, you fool.
Hey, man.
Me personally, Izaak is fighting the urge to push this character into the golf ball pit.
Oh, man. Yeah, just follow me. I'll lead you right to some lifeboats. They're on the outer deck. Now you got to know exactly how to use them. And right as he's about to say that, there's a slurping sound as a multicolored squid wraps around him from behind. And then there's a sudden gargling from Phil the Cabin Boy.
I think Lala Umbrella's going to kick him in the chest and try and kick him into the crater hole.
Well, that's behind you, and the door is closed, and he was behind Storm. So you've got the hallway.
Okay, so the squid came from the direction we came from.
Yes, he did not come from the side of the abyss.
Okay, that makes sense.
He would be unable to do so. There was no floor.
Down the hall.
I'm sorry, I missed that, Jesse.
He came up the stairs and down the hall like we did.
Yes, right, yes. What do you do?
Who's closest?
Do you still kick him in the chest?
No.
Oh, Lala was going to kick him in the chest?
Lala is no longer. That has changed from where she is. Now she's going to look for a hallway to duck down, maybe to move away from the bridge, but not towards the squid guy.
Yeah, there's no option for that. There is a hallway. It is narrow. There is behind you the door to the abyss. There is in front of you Phil the Cabin Squid Boy or Squid the Cabin Boy. and he's blocking the whole thing, and now the squid rolls up over to the other side so that its meatiest part is on Phil's face and forehead, and now all of its eyes open and stare at you. And then it takes its tentacles and kind of digs in below, and then part of its body lifts up so you can see Phil's mouth. And then it lifts Phil's mouth and goes, "Submit to us."
I want to hit it with my tongs.
Okay. Assault against its protect.
Oh, holy shit, you guys. I just rolled double 10s for
Nice.
a 25. And I get a survival point.
You get a survival
That's never
point.
happened to me. Wow.
You get a survival point, and you get a full success.
Wow.
I hope it looks like when they take the tongs in the pasta and they like twirl it on the plate. You do that to Phil's face and yank off the squid.
Yeah.
Well, let's find out. What are you going to do?
The 2
You
points
describe
of the
it.
tongs. Yeah, the 2 points of the tongs into the central 2 of the squid's eyes, and then I squeeze shut and twist it exactly like that, and then I fling it into the ceiling.
Okay, and up it goes, splat. It goes splat against the ceiling, and then it sort of clings there for a moment.
Is Phil, or is Phil out of it?
Phil looks around and goes,
Phil.
"Wow, man, that was trippy, man."
Phil,
Grab
run
Phil's
away.
arm and heading down that narrow hallway away from the situation.
Everyone, go.
Behind you, the squid drips from the ceiling down onto the floor.
Oh, like those ceiling snake droppers from Castlevania.
Ceiling snake droppers is not good in any franchise.
Okay, you are running down the stairs. Phil is going, "We need, man, we need to get right through. Okay, over here, take a right. Oh goodness, oh."
Following directions as best I can from this, what seems to be stoned idiot.
Man. And he leads you out onto the cold deck of the ship. I don't know where you were sailing to, but right now, tonight, it is cold outside. And this was a Christmas cruise, after all. Decorations up, a giant Christmas tree in the dining hall that I neglected to describe earlier. And far more Poseidon adventure than Titanic. And the ship is still listing to the starboard side, and Phil has led you kind of uphill to the port side of the ship. And so now you are having to brace yourselves kind of half on the deck and maybe a little bit on the bulkhead of the wall. Now, this area is open. You can see ocean, part of it, and then sky and stars, but you also see several glowing points in the water. And a fog has risen above the water in a lot of places, as if something hot has splashed down in various parts of the sea around you. Here on the deck of the ship, you can also see that there are people scrambling, running around, some being chased by squid heads, some being squid heads themselves, some just running from multicolored Christmas squids running along the deck with their little tentacles, pulling them along at speed.
Look for a lifeboat.
Along the way, Professor Brosius is also looking for anything he can use for a weapon. Hopefully looking for cabinets that contain flare guns, fire extinguishers, fire axes, something along those lines.
You can have a fire axe for a survival point.
I will take it.
You and your axes.
I know, right?
I'm going to buy you an axe for Christmas.
I was hoping for a flare gun, honestly. But I'll take an axe. Because, LJ loves the axes, man.
Speaking of that particular accent, oh man! All right, we got a man. It looks like they took many of the lifeboats that were along here already, and indeed, you see little blinking lights down in the water as some of the lifeboats have hit the water and then done their expandy thing. And
can I spend a survival point to have what I need?
A lifeboat?
Yes.
No,
I love
a bull.
A bowl?
I just really want
just
one
gotta
more
eat the
bottle of
soup.
Chardonnay.
I want a glass of wine right now.
No, what?
No, sorry. I didn't.
Yes, you may.
There you go.
So, all right. Do I need to describe what we see?
Is it a lifeboat you want?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, as Phil is saying this about the lifeboats, he suddenly stops and turns and goes, "If only we had a lifeboat, if only there was one to see. I think that finding a lifeboat would be of great comfort to me. Here on the deck of this sinking ship, I feel that my life has been too brief. All I want is a lifeboat, and then I can feel..." Oh, hey, there's one right there. and he turns and he points to a lifeboat that is over the way. I get a survival point for one of my squid people.
Do you not get 2 for singing such a lovely song?
Yeah, given I just came up with this mechanic today, it does look like I probably should have had more survival
I love
points.
this mechanic very much, by the way. This is so fun.
And so this lifeboat is the old school kind, not the new cool kind that are big orange torpedo shapes with cabins that, have enough food and water and air conditioning and stuff in them for, 5 days, as you may have seen on the movie Captain Phillips, where Tom Hanks is stuck in one for quite some time with some hijackers. And instead, these are the ones where it's sort of a capsule and you toss it overboard or you hit the ejector buttons and it pops overboard and hits the water and then expands. And you essentially have to either jump into the water after it or, in this case, slide down the side of a massive cruise ship. So Phil goes over to it and goes, "And all I gotta do is pull this lever. It's gonna go push, and it's gonna go sailing out over there, and then it'll be in the water. And then, man, then we'll have to get down there too, man."
I'm a little wary of that because I have a feeling these creatures might be in the water as well.
As you say that, you see one of those points of blinking lights down there, which is one of the other lifeboats. And you see shapes, figures on it in the starlight. Looks like 5 or 6 people. And at that point, something many tentacled and much larger than the squid heads you've been seeing wraps its tentacles up and around the lifeboat and then just pulls it under, like, whoom, it's just gone. All of a sudden, there's just bubbles coming up from where the lifeboat was.
Well, Doesn't look like we want to take that option.
Man, there's
How many other options you think we got, man?
we got at least one more, man. Like the captain, like on board a boat like this, the captain has his own launch. It's like a little mini yacht, but it's all the way at the aft and down, like at the waterline. Man,
You
Lead
tell
on.
me that this yacht has another smaller yacht inside.
Oh, this is a cruise ship. This isn't a yacht.
oh yeah, man. Oh, and a helicopter.
I gotta conceptualize this. A helicopter?
Well, yeah,
we gotta
man.
take that. Oh, we gotta take that. Oh, we gotta take the helicopter.
Is there a communications room along the way?
On the
Oh,
bridge,
no,
man.
hell.
Only the bridge. The bridge is gone.
Then no.
A helicopter's got radios and stuff.
Yeah, so would the captain's yacht.
Oh, that's true.
Let's try and make our way down that way. And please be careful.
Right. So, but you wanted to go to the helicopter and you want to go to the yacht. So, which one are we going toward?
Are they
And-
both in the same direction?
I can't
Listen.
fly a helicopter. I can drive a boat.
You can fly a helicopter?
No, I can't. I cannot fly a helicopter, but I
Oh,
can drive
all
a
right.
boat.
Okay, all right.
Could
Okay.
I have taken piloting lessons in my lucrative career? in
That would
the
be
Ivy
a
League?
specialization. That would cost you
It's
2.
not a specialization. Dang. That would cost me 2.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to take it.
I mean, how hard can it be to fly a helicopter?
Are they both in the same direction is my main question now.
Yes. They're both aft. One is aft and up, and the other is aft and down.
Helicopter sounds the most likely. I can fly it. If that does not work out, we will have the backup as the yacht.
You can fly a helicopter?
Yes.
Oh, Professor, we're about to be best friends.
Flying lessons is what I'm going to call it. It's not like full pilot.
I thought you were
But-
going to break into song right there.
Oh,
Oh,
not
you're
yet. Wait till I get on the bird.
Oh.
Oh, if I get on the bird.
Oh,
Not
you're
yet. Wait till I get on the bird.
Oh.
Do you think that would come out of my escape pursue? Because for a specialization, I have to take 2 out of one of my areas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you got to spend
I'll
the
take it
2
out of
survival
escape
points,
pursue.
and then it's 2. So your skill will be, your specialization will be 2 higher than your highest.
They're both at 5, so that'll work.
Yeah, so it'll be 7, and then you take 2 off of the skills.
All right, let's do 1 of each, so they'll be at 4 and 4, and then my flying lessons will be at 7.
Okay. So you make your way down toward the aft end of the ship. You hear screams from inside the ship. The cruise liner actually tilts back toward the port side a little bit, so it's not quite as listening quite as much. You have no idea what's going on down below. But what's going on down below, as we do a cutaway scene, is one of the giant meteorites that appears to be a darkly colored golf ball with divots, is just rolling around in a section of blown out walls and stuff down there, occasionally crushing somebody, and then causing the ship to just really keel over one side or the other. And but it becomes a bit more stable, and you can run quite quickly. How long that will last will depend on your escape roll. I don't want to roll for Phil, so go ahead and roll escape, Professor. 15.
I can't look at that one because I wrote it down here. 18.
Oh, also, I'm sorry. Let's see. You just spent 2. Lala spent 1. Right? 1, 2.
I spent 1
3.
also for an axe.
Oh, yep. 4. Another one for an axe.
Oh, that's right. Anytime we do that, there's tension. F.
Tension points and tension level is now at 12.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
I can spend
lower
up to
that.
5 tension points on assault or escape.
Oh, dear.
All right. So, yeah, you quite handily succeed. You're making it down there. The ship is relatively stable. You're moving at a good pace. Phil goes, yeah, man, like, go through this door here to the right, man, and then watch out, because the hardwood's slippery. We don't have the shag carpet up here. And then you'll want to take a right and we'll go up the stairs there, man. Because Phil is not in the lead. In fact, he keeps, like, kind of smooshing at his face as if he's still got Christmas squid slime on him.
Couldn't have found like a towel or something along the way.
So you pound through, you get through the door and start up the stairs, and this takes you to another hallway and out of another door. Blah blah blah. Onto the helo deck of the cruise ship, and there indeed is a big 6-passenger helicopter. It is painted in the same garish tidal wave colors and patterns of the Baba Yaga itself, and the only problem is that someone appears to already be in the pilot's seat.
Oh, hell no. Hey, this is our bird.
Hey, take us with.
So the blades begin to spin.
I want to take a moment to burst into song.
Okay.
Just see those squid heads wiggling, rig tig tiggling too. Just get me in that chopper, I'll be upon hopper with you. Let's leave those squids behind us, they'll never find us, it's true. Just get me in that chopper, I'll be upon hopper with you. Get on up, get on up, get on up, let's go. Get out of this hole. That's all.
Okay. Now do it again without laughing. No.
Oh, no, wait, I started erasing it. Let me see if I can remember it.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
All right. So, well, first of all, take 2 survival points.
Woohoo!
Second of all, roll persuade.
Yeah. Persuade. That one's cocked. Well, my total score is 18. However,
You rolled a 13.
on my dice, I rolled a 13.
You rolled a 13. Oh.
'Twas I.
All right. Well, the
The best
13
and
is
the
a
worst in a
failure.
single episode.
I get a survival point.
The
And-
best and the worst.
Was it a risky check?
And the captain leans out of the door of the thing, and his little tentacles go down to his mouth and goes, No chance, buzzards! And then he pulls back on the sticks, and the helicopter begins to rise.
It was the captain?
Yes.
Buzzards are noble birds, you squid man.
Wait. Then he leans out some more, and the squid on his head makes his mouth move, and he goes, eat my dust, buzzards! Damn it!
Before it gets away, I'd like to spend a survival point to find what I need. And what it is one of the docking chains for the helicopter that has been undocked but left open. And Lala wants to run over and hook it back onto the landing gear of the helicopter before it can take off.
Tension goes up as Lala grabs a hold of a chain and throws it up to whip it around one of those things that helicopters land on.
Landing rail.
Port rail landing thing. Yes, that.
Non-specific helicopter term.
I want to call this a pursue versus...
I don't know if you want to exactly do that as it's happening.
What's that?
I just kind of wanted to yell out as Lala is doing that. I don't know if you wanted to... well, you done it.
What if a squid reaches the mainland?
I hadn't thought about that. That could be bad.
I think you are attempting to pursue it against its escape.
That I am.
So go ahead and roll away.
Alrighty. Ooh. That's going to be an 8 and a 2. 10 plus 5, 15.
15. All right. Well, man, you see, I don't know how this works in the system. I can spend my tension points on escape and assault. Since it's going against its escape, can I use my tension points to add to its chances? What do you think?
Probably. I'm assuming this is an opposed roll.
Well, it's not an opposed check, but he doesn't roll for it. It just uses sort of the base of his thing. So 10. Or
ultimately,
okay, you know what? Actually, let me double check that because that is something that I'm not remembering right off the top of my head.
It seems like you're trying to escape, so I imagine it would probably go off of escape. As the captain. This is the captain with the squid on his face?
Yes. Captain
Okay.
Chipper.
Captain. My captain.
No,
okay.
This guy's
So
not great.
I just need to know if I need to roll it or not is what I'm mostly looking for here. As an opposed action, conflict checks. So there won't be silence. Ah, yes. Mainly indirectly, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so no, it's always done this way. So we've been correct all this time. I know, the astonishment. But so yes, I'm going to go ahead and say though that this can work. And what'd you get?
I got a 15.
Okay, so it needs 16 to beat you. And so let's spend 1, 2, 3, 4. This will bring down the tension level too. Oh. Tension's down to 9. And you fling the chain up. It wraps around that landing rail on the bottom of the helicopter. The helicopter flies one way. It flies the other way. It strains against the chain. Chain. The squid captain, Captain Squidhead. Captain Squidhead leans out and goes, "You buzzards! You buzzardy buzzards! Let me go!" And then he just yanks back on the throttle even more, and the chain, you see where it is hooked onto a big metal thingy there on the deck. It yanks it out of the deck, and then the chain goes flying around, and I am going to roll as Captain Squidhead goes, "Aha, buzzards, I'll take you out now," and assaults the tallest of you. Who's that?
Probably Professor Brocius.
Okay. We'll go against the professor's...
Can I attempt to escape at that point? Like, jump back through the door and, like, try and push everybody that direction?
I'm going to roll an assault on you because I can.
Okay.
And I am going to spend a tension point to make it deadly.
Ouch.
Okay, here we go. 17's my base, plus my deadly makes it 26.
Yeah, okay. There's nothing I can do at that point.
So, 2 survival points, which raises my tension points back up. As you are hit by a chain and flung into the railing, where it flips you over the railing, but you grab a hold. Maybe.
Okay.
Roll escape.
Oh, jeez.
Or protect, actually. Whichever one you like.
Well, yeah, the protect is what I just lost on. 17.
17, yes, you keep your grip, holding on to the railing of the ship. The blades of the helicopter going whoop, 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 up above. The chain of that is dangling down, flying wildly around. He has not quite gotten away yet, though.
I looked at the wrong screen. It was only a 16.
That's still good. 15's your goal there.
Okay.
Okay, so the helicopter's still caught. Professor's
No, it
dangling
is
over
not
the railing.
caught. The chain is
caught.
loose now.
The
It
chain's
seems to be a little overweighted, but yeah. What do you do?
That goes so bad. Can I? Is there like slack in the chain? Is it down by the deck still?
It is It's like flying around.
It just whipped me over the railing.
Yeah, it just whipped the professor over the railing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I'm gonna go over to the professor and try and pull him back up.
Okay. So Captain Squidhead opens the door and leans out and flips the chain off of the railing with his foot, and then goes. You hear something that sounds like "Screw you, buzzards!" as he flies away. The helicopter turning to one side and then taking off.
What all hate you got for buzzards, man? Some people, I swear.
Meanwhile,
Here,
you
take my hand,
can
Professor.
indeed pull the professor back over. He made his escape roll, so. All right. The helicopter is there and beginning to vanish into the night.
Well, anyone real good at throwing stuff?
Another survival point from somebody would get a flare gun or some such thing.
I think I spent 1 on that. I have an excess of survival points. I'll spend 1 to find a flare gun.
Fortunately, there is a supply chest bolted into the helo deck nearby. It is clearly marked with the contents, which include life vests, first aid kits, flare guns, a harpoon gun, and fishing gear.
Oh.
I'm going to grab the
It's
flare
locked.
gun. Oh, it's locked?
But you have found a flare gun. It's just in this locked container.
Can one of you two knock it open?
I got tongs. I click him a couple times.
Okay. And I watch out. Professor Brosius steps forward with the axe and just takes a big old swing at the lock on the thing.
Nice. It pops off handily. You have the right tool for the right job, so I'm not going to make you roll for that. So, yeah, the lock pops right off, and you open it up, and inside is indeed a flare gun. For a moment, you might panic just a little bit because you don't find any flares. You didn't, include those in your...
In my wish to the...
It's just the flare gun.
However,
that's hilarious.
There is one
There's still a
flare
harpoon
in the
gun.
flare gun.
Okay. Handing over the flare gun to somebody, pulling out the harpoon gun, handing it to somebody, and also grabbing the first aid kit. What else was in there?
Fishing gear and life jackets. And it looks like 32 Twinkies.
Perfect.
God damn! I ain't had one of these things in years. I'll grab like 6.
While Storm is grabbing 6 Twinkies, Lala's gonna take the harpoon gun and take the fishing gear and take the net within the fishing gear and tie it to the end of the harpoon gun and aim it at the helicopter blades.
Okay. It's at a pretty good distance, so I'm going to give you -4. No, there's no -4s in this. Roll pursue.
All right. Ooh, that is a 5 plus 3, 8.
Oh, the 5 on the dice, and then plus.
Oh, yikes.
Okay. All right. So the music builds. The tension is high. Lala, knowing that she only has one shot, braces herself against the railing of the ship, points the harpoon gun with a fishing net on the end of it, points it up at the helicopter, realizes that she could spend a survival point to re-roll this number, and squeezes the trigger.
I was going to say, can I spend a survival point to, help her aim better or something like that? I don't know what that would be specifically.
So another mechanic that I was going to include in this that I didn't earlier was that I was going to let you be able to use your survival points for other people. That said, I didn't say it earlier, and therefore that's not one of the things that we're doing.
You love
I was
just
thinking,
teasing us, don't you, with every glimmer of hope?
Yes. However, I would let
whatever the one is. I don't know whether it would be the one where you interrupt another character's action or negate the effect of us. No, it wouldn't be a negate because you didn't spend a survival point.
Yeah. Okay, so
So
actually, let me break in for a moment. So where's everybody at on survival points? What do you have there, Lala?
I'm at 5 at the moment.
Oh, good Lord. What about
Yeah.
you, Professor?
1.
Oh, wow.
Nice. And Storm?
1.
7.
7.
I have a lot.
The guy who is actually in musical theater has not sung anything yet.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Saving
like,
it.
if I can, vying for attention, spend a survival point to interrupt. Well, I don't want to interrupt her action. I want to There's
So-
no help out.
Here's the thing,
actions
though,
technically in this
Isaac.
game,
One of the things you can spend survival points on is to re-roll your roll.
I kind of wanted to fail this to see what happens.
Okay, all right.
Fair.
Squeezes the trigger, pointing not at the helicopter, but knowing that it will arc above the helicopter. There, she pulls the trigger. There is a phoom, as the compressed air that fires the harpoon gun expels the harpoon at speed. But alas, it seems that no one has kept up this equipment very well. The compressed air canister goes, and the harpoon goes about 4 feet out and then drops like a rock.
Oh.
Stupid piece of junk. And she's gonna toss it to the ground.
That was so lit. Listen, it's the equipment's fault, not yours. I will never forget the sight of you standing there in your bare feet with your hair flying loose with a harpoon gun.
Several voices
Thanks,
from
Storm.
behind you say, "Neither will we, neither will we, neither will we, neither will we, neither will
Oh,
we,
Jesus.
neither will we." And you turn and look, and coming toward you from the bow side of the ship are a half a dozen guests, passengers, all with Christmas squids on their heads.
Oh, dear Lord. Man, I want to go to Monster of the Week. What's my best way out? Kind
I
of
know,
thing.
right?
Looking around away from them. Is there any exits, ladders?
Now the path, well, let's see, you're on the helo deck. So toward the aft end of the helo deck, yes, there are ladders that go down to the deck below this one. You are very high up, by the way.
Yeah.
Wind whistles along the decks up here. Lala
Looks
shivers
like
in her
we need
bare
to go.
feet.
I want to grab the harpoon on my way away from this place. The one that fell out of the harpoon gun.
Okay.
Just use it as like a mini spear.
Yeah. This thing's better than tongs.
It does have a net.
This is
tied to
true.
the end
This
of
is
it.
true.
Since it is attached by a cord to the harpoon gun itself, the harpoon gun starts rattling along behind you as you run. Roll escape. Storm.
Okay. Escape. Well, diddly darn if that ain't a 14. Actually, I want to spend one of my survival points to re-roll that.
Tension level goes up.
That's better. That's better. It's a 16.
16. Okay. I am going to spend a tension point
No.
to invoke
How dare you?
steady pace for my pursuers. And
Okay.
so you 3 are running. Well, 4 are running. There's Phil as well. Hey, man, I'm still here, man. and you're running
Hurry
back
up,
along
slacker.
the helo deck. And I fear, James, that you've got the harpoon in your hand, and the harpoon gun itself hooks onto one of those stanchions that is used to lash the helicopter in place. I finally thought of the name. And and it just jerks you backward, and you land on your back, staring up at the stars, much as Lala was earlier in the evening. Then you're also staring at 3 squid heads staring down at you.
I'll brandish the harpoon at them and be like, "Stay back! I got a harpoon and I'm not afraid to use it."
They spend a tension point and use deadly attack as they go assault against your protect. 21.
Oh my God! Yeah.
All right. So
Unless you can, with the vying for attention move, it says a character can spend a survival point to interrupt another character's action. That's not an NPC, is it?
Yeah, you can do. No, you can interrupt. The book considers any character a character, including monsters. Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that by sweeping their feet out from under him with the harpoon and then scrambling up and running away.
All right. Go ahead and... Normally, the situation hasn't changed enough for me to say that you could roll another escape roll, but that seems quite literally what you're doing. Or maybe protect.
My protect's better, so I prefer that.
Yeah, but then they can invoke their deadly assault part again, and makes it very hard for you to beat it, but it's possible.
That's fair.
But if you want to go protect, we can go that route. But I am going to invoke...
Can I see what's on the dice and then choose my stat?
No. Well, no, I don't think so. I think you have to choose beforehand.
Protect. Right. 16.
Would you like to spend a survival point to re-roll that? You need a 19 or higher.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sure.
Oh, look.
Nope.
Tension level goes up. You can keep spending them.
Well, I would have failed anyway, so, if the first roll had been used.
Well, now they have to roll assault again, though, because essentially you interrupted their action, and now I've forgotten what all I did between then and now. But but you have plenty of survival points. You can re-roll.
I mean, not anymore. Okay, yeah, sure. One more time. Nope.
Yeah, that was a double or nothing bet at that point.
That wasn't any good either.
Tension's at 12.
Sorry, fellows.
And that means you take how much damage?
Well,
Like
no.
a bunch, probably.
They need to assault, and they get ready to do so.
That's true. They might roll bad.
They get ready to do so, but they all slip to one side and smoosh up against the wall together. There's not a wall. Against another tool chest as the ship lists to one side, and a giant tentacle comes up over the side of the cruise ship and smashes down onto the helo deck behind, to the aft side, so right in front of where you guys almost made it to the stairs going down, but did not. No. Blocked off from that route by a huge tentacle that is now over the aft end of the helo deck. But the squid heads are currently off balance as well.
Is the large tentacle pretty stable and sitting where it's at?
At the moment, it
Stand on
seems
it and have a
yes.
solid foundation.
Does it seem like there's a way to slide down the tentacle to one of the lower decks to continue on?
Holy hellfire!
Jesus Christ!
If you no, that's not a. That is an escape check.
Can I actually use my research methods or an identify check to see if that is if I actually notice, like,
I think
kind of a
not.
Perception?
I think
Okay.
I think it's a straight up escape because you're just
Escape.
trying to escape.
All right. Oh, that's good. 17. No, 16. Dang it.
I am going to. Yeah, I mean, this is against their pursue because this is. I mean, this is crazy. You got a 16.
16.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I'm going to spend the 2 tension points that you need in order to make this happen. Because I want to see this.
Okay.
So I spend a little bit of tension as everybody looks on in stunned awe as the professor, gauging his chances, goes, ha ha! And
I know
leaps
exactly what to
onto the. And this tentacle, too, is multi-Christmassy colored, just like those of the smaller squids.
That are eating faces, yes.
Yes,
And-
this makes complete logical sense.
And the professor grabs a hold of it, kind of. I mean, it's larger around than he can grab. I mean, he can't get his arms all the way around it, but
Right.
get enough around there and just begins sliding down to a lower deck where he leaps off. And you others can also follow along. This is an escape roll that would count for everybody. So, do you follow?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah, I do!
I hate this.
I hope
hate
that's
this, I
some
hate this,
fun
I hate
trope
this.
that we can
She follows down. She follows for suit.
I am a gentleman and I do not look up her skirt.
And you all three slide down in very likely
about
Scooby-Doo
Phil?
fashion. What's that?
Oh, Phil, follow
What
us!
about Phil?
Phil reaches aside and goes, "Hey, man, I've got to be like hallucinating all of this stuff," and does so too.
Sits down, puts his hands in his head.
Oh, gee, man, so juice is the bad
Slides
trip, man.
down after you.
Man, I knew I shouldn't have bought from that one dude.
And you make it down to the lower level. But, unfortunately, what you see on your way down is this tentacle as it extends the whole length of the side of the listing Baba Yaga and connects with some sort of creature down below that is just massive. And the professor, doing some quick calculations, thinks that perhaps the initial listing of the ship was from the wave created by whatever brought this thing down from space.
Wave dynamics. Cool.
And you see
I don't know what you just
multiple
said, but this thing's
eyes,
huge.
all the size of like helicopters, staring up from the water.
Like, okay, so the eyes haven't breached the surface. I can see the eyes through
It's
the water.
underwater. They're glowing underwater. A strange, iridescent Christmas light blue. But then they shift colors and becomes green.
If it keeps shifting colors, I might have a epileptic attack. But anyway, we'll continue on.
It's not flickering too fast. It's not flickering as much as the necklace of Christmas lights that I am currently wearing.
Okay. Any possible exits toward the more aft of the...
You can keep
vessel
running
at
that
this
way,
point?
yeah. I mean, you get off onto this lower level, and along the deck you are fleeing. This is another one of those levels here that is open to the sea, but it's
Like an
closed
outer-
off on the top and the bottom. I mean, the floor of it is the ceiling of the level below,
Above. Okay.
and the ceiling of yours is the
Level
is that
above.
walkway, catwalk deck above you.
So it still seems like we need to go down.
Well, you need to go aft and then down. Yes.
Okay. That's pretty much the direction. Yeah. Continuing on.
You flee that way. You run. You hear screams from inside. Various breezeways open into corridors inside of the ship. You see scenes of horror as you find there are passengers splattered against the walls or the floor or the ceiling. Some have been ripped apart. Some have become squid heads, but the squids appear to also be hungry and are eating their hosts. Some of the squids are doing some weird kind of tentacle hand smack thing against one another as they fight over downed passengers. None are playing patty cake, such as Sharon is doing with the camera right now. And you see these scenes of terror and horror, screams everywhere, more screams from out in the water where the lifeboats are being attacked by tentacles of various sizes. It seems like there are these Christmas squids come in a variety pack of sizes. Small, medium, large, and extra large. Well, and then this one that has the tentacle up above, which is triple X at least.
Size for every occasion.
Size for every face.
Here at Christmas Squid Inc., we never discriminate against our customers.
But at long last,
Whether you're a fleshy human or a full-size blue whale, we got a squid just for you.
But at long last, you reach the back end, the aft end of the boat, and there in the decks that are there, which are still on the outside of the ship, still open to the sea, covered above by a higher deck. But you see there are ladder wells that connect each of the decks here, one to another. Steep ladders of stairs at more than 45-degree angles. And distantly behind you, you hear the squids all stop what they're doing and begin in unison to sing.
Oh, God.
We have come from the stars. We have come so far. We are here to eat and kill and slay. And we don't even spell it the second way. We are come to conquer this little planet Earth. And we shall do the bidding of our great master, the Glurth.
My God.
Oh, my God.
This is the best and worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
No, wait. So did they just gain 2 survival points?
Yes, they did.
Oh, dear God.
Because you're in a new scene.
Oh my God.
Phil's all like, man, they can kind of keep a tune.
Yeah, they ain't
Oh,
bad
wait.
at that.
I thought Phil was left up on the helideck.
Hey, man, no, I'm right here with you, man. Yeah, and suddenly he is. You thought he was left back there, but here's Phil right
Holy
behind
shit, Phil! You scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I thought you died. No, man. I'm all right.
I love Phil.
Man, it's just, the thing is, I think we've got a real business opportunity here. The squid that was like wrapped around my head, it left some sort of weird sap behind. It's like the best hair gel ever, man. And he like pulls some of his hair straight out, and it just sticks there, just poking out like a spike.
I can get that off for you. I can get that off for you, man. I'll take my cummerbund off and just start wiping his hair. There you go. That's a little spit there.
I don't think now is the time. Shall we move along, please?
Squid heads begin coming after you,
Oh yeah, let's go.
following, now that they finish their
most definitely
song.
following.
You rush down the ladder wells, layer after layer, level after level, like a Christmas cake being peeled back, the petals of its flowery, cakey goodness being being rolled back like a bowling ball opening. No, I don't know. I've lost the whole thing here.
Ball?
And I've only had 2 White Russians tonight.
Well, maybe you need more.
So,
It was a long day at work.
yes, it was.
Okay.
Anyway, you continue down layer after layer, level after level through the ship on the aft end until, at long last, you are on the deck of the ship that is at water level. There, on a large winch-like contraption, is the captain's yacht. It is a pretty large thing. It's the size of in more or less the shape of a tourist fishing boat. You know, like one of those deep sea fishing rigs that you can take out.
Okay.
And it is called
Rig of bamboo. Sorry.
Nope. It is called the Chicken Legs.
Okay.
Chicken legs.
I dig it.
Baba Yaga,
Perfect.
Chicken Legs.
Yeah. No, I dig it. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Boom, bump. I give myself some survival points just for fun.
Wait,
No, I won't
We
do
don't get any
Survival points for
corny
corniness?
jokes.
Wait a minute. Hold on. If I would have known that.
Yeah, no.
I think one time during season 2, you offered to give me a survival point if I stopped being corny.
Yes. I did.
See, that's
I gave one to Richard too, to stop
when you
saying
beat the
whatever he
DM in
was
a
saying.
whole other way.
Okay, enough reminiscing about season 2. Out there in listener land, if you haven't seen season 2 of the Gothic podcast, it's now completely available for your listening pleasure wherever you find your pods.
And or cast them.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
See,
So
mine's
here it is.
specifically on the pods, but no casts. It's like right
Pods, but
Um,
no casts.
yeah,
The chicken
so
legs,
that's great.
it's right there, but it is on chains winched up because it's not just being dragged along behind the ship as it, cruises through the sea.
Like a puppy.
Any visible enemies?
I want to bar the door behind us. I want to find something heavy put in front of the door so they can't follow us in
There's
here.
no door. You've been going down ladder wells along these layers that are on the aft end of the ship.
All right. I want to
No
find something
doors or
that
hatches.
I
This-
think, in
the
the
ship
opinion
is-
of Storm James Ryder, will block this ladder.
Okay. Well, 2 things are going to be needed. You're going to need to spend a survival point, and you're going to need to figure out what the heck that would be.
I think for things that are ladders, at the top of the ladder, there's a hatch that closes. And
Okay.
I will spend a survival point. One more.
It makes sense. Here you are off the Horn of Africa. You want to avoid pirates, so on these cold winter nights off the Horn of Africa.
We've got to get away. Let's pull these chains right now today. Let's get on this yacht and sail away. We need to get away.
2 survival points.
There we go. There we go.
I'd like to pick my jaw up off the floor and go congratulate the professor on his singing voice.
So yeah,
Is that what you say in the green room? The scream room?
Oh
something
yeah,
like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, I'm in the screen room.
Oh, you're
I'm
going
like,
to the screen room?
I was stunned, y'all. He just burst out into this. Nobody seems to mention this, by the way. I don't know if y'all see this, but people burst into song all the time. I did it once. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's part of the squid stuff. Anyway, he's my new best friend now. Yeah.
And then we cut back to get a survival point.
Maybe like a fun 80s montage where you see them undoing the winches for the yacht.
Yeah, but in slow
Dropping it
motion.
down,
and
and everybody's working together and piling up the gangplank all at the same time, and then we can give it back to Patrick.
Yeah.
All right. I have lost track. So what is everybody at for survival points? Storm?
Is the whatever we're calling the room of secrets now, is that 1 or 2 survival points?
That is worth 1 survival point.
Worth 1. Okay, I'm at 3.
Okay. Professor?
3.
And Lala?
I'm still at 5. I haven't spent any yet.
Okay. Looks like you're going to have to depend on Lala to save you here in a moment.
Oh, deal.
Wait, no, 4, 'cause
Okay.
I spent 1
So
on
yeah,
the
chains are chains are being done now. That was the professor's song that illustrated that. So go ahead and roll escape for me,
You
Professor.
got it.
As things from above, squid heads begin pounding on the hatches and climbing over the side of the deck.
Ooh, I don't like the sound of that. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and spend a tension point to use their steady pace, their relentless specialization.
Oh no! Does that do anything more to what I'm doing?
It just raises the. In this case, it's going to raise the target number.
Okay. Dang, because I only got a 16.
Would you like to use a
I got
survival point
doubles!
to reroll?
It's doubles. I wanted to. Yeah, I will. Okay. Oh, that's better. That's so much better.
13 on the
okay.
dice.
No. Double 8, 16 plus 4, 20.
Let us all have a moment of silence for episode 13 of season 2, which we called Breaking the Fourth Wall for the title of that one, 13s.
Yes.
Oh no.
Okay. So what did you get total?
Oh, with that one it was double 8s, so 20.
And that is a success. So
And another survival because it's double.
Oh, yeah.
all right.
One.
So you find a winch, the crank for it, and there's a pin holding it, and you're just like, oh, screw it. and you kick the or with the axe, you take the axe and you smash the clip holding it, and just go, and the yacht goes push into the water, chains falling off of it.
I give a wahoo.
And you all
You can still pilot this.
leap on board. It's a little, it's now rocking wildly on there, but you are all able to, with that escape roll, make it on to the chicken legs. And, but it isn't fired up yet, and there are squid heads dropping down onto the deck, which you just fled.
Who was it that said that they could pilot this thing?
That was a
Drive this
helicopter.
thing?
You were the one that
No,
said
no,
you
no.
could.
No.
Oh no, it was Lala actually did
Somebody
say.
said that they could drive the yacht.
Yeah.
I can boat a boat.
Yeah.
I can
Did you want to
boat a
spend 2 survival points to give yourself a boating specialization?
I'd love to.
I can boat the distance.
I can boat the miles.
So the way you do this, since I don't think you have done this part
500 miles.
before, is that you pick one of your pairs, one of the ones that seem to make sense, probably pursue escape, and you add 2 to the highest number in that pair. And then you take 2 off of the pair somewhere, 1 from each or 2 from one of them.
All right. So I have 5 for pursuit. So add 2. That's 7. One more time the breakdown again.
Now you need to take 2 off of the pair. In some way,
Either
some
1 from
combination.
pursue and 1 from escape, or 2 from either of them.
I'll take 2 from pursue and put them on to escape.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be 5 escape plus 2 for the specialization plus 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the specialization is 7. If you wish to roll your boating, is that what you just did?
Yes.
Or were you just figuring out your number?
I was figuring out my bonus.
So yeah, you can run to the helm of this yacht and start firing it up, and then go ahead and roll your boating to get you away from the Baba Yaga.
As I start to run to start the boat, I'm going to break into song.
You don't like having less than 5 survival points.
No, I don't.
It's bad. Having less, when we started, I was like, how many survival points do we start off with? I don't even remember because I spent so much of season 2 with 2 survival points.
There gets a point where you're at like 3 and below, and you're like, oh dear Lord, I don't want to.
Yeah.
At the same time, you gotta.
This one I might not earn one, but I just wanted to do it because it's a great bit. I'm boating the distance. I'm going for speed. We're all alone.
All alone.
In a time of need.
In a time of need.
Exactly. Thank you. Perfect. That's it. That's all I got. I know I probably didn't earn the point, but I wanted
I don't
to
think that was
do it
15
so bad.
seconds.
Just sing it again.
Can others help out by adding more lyrics? Can you do a group song?
I'm boating the
idea.
distance. I'm trying to flee.
I like the idea that I burst in a song for no good reason. That's just
because
what
you
happens.
feel like it. Yeah.
Just because I feel like it. Yep.
But you do, you do get to roll and see what you get.
That's going to be an 11 plus 7, 18.
18. The chicken legs fires up. That's not the sound that a boat makes. And then Lala, standing there at the helm, twirls the wheel to one side, and the boat takes off almost like a boat-shaped rocket, but much slower. And the two others of you still on deck, trying to harmonize.
He's floating in the distance.
Look back as the Baba Yaga, you see now in its entirety as Lala kind of turns away from the main ship, the massive tentacles that are wrapped all around it, not just over the helo deck, but in several points now over and around the ship. And then it just sort of pulls everything down and rips it apart as the Baba Yaga is just torn into 4 separate pieces and drawn under the waves of the sea. Its lights, its electrical lights and such, flashing for a little while still like fireflies or flickering Christmas lights under the waters.
I'll take my hat off and put it over my heart.
Then comes the suction as the sinking
God.
of the ship pulls at the chicken legs. Lala jams the throttle forward, and there's a high-pitched revving of the engine. It churns. In true movie fashion and against all the laws of physics, it begins to be pulled down into the suction of the sinking cruise ship, but then fights its way up the slope of the water and then off and to freedom as the chicken legs goes flying across the water at full throttle. There are, you see, other little to small to medium squid heads in the water being bashed aside by the prow of the chicken legs. But, well, you break through them quickly. And those of you on the deck can even look over and see that, indeed, none have managed to cling to the slick side of the well-cleaned chicken legs. The captain would never let the chicken legs acquire barnacles. And you flee into the night.
Do you think we're in the clear?
Well, I don't know, but it looks like we might be home for Christmas.
And as we fade to black on that note, the theme music begins to play. But, oh wait.
We would like to burst into song.
Before we go.
But wait. Just as the screen has almost faded completely to black, it widens out again.
Oh,
and we see our trio plus Phil the cabin boy.
Yes, plus Phil the cabin boy, of course.
Break into
right.
song.
Horrid night. Scary
all right.
night.
Here on our boat, the chicken wings. No, 8 legs. The chicken legs, man. Oh, man. I'm so high, man. I don't know if I can even sing.
And women and
The poor dead people back on the ship. I knew like 5 of them. Oh, man. Oh, well.
Oh. Into the sea.
Something.
Fall into the
sea. And then the screen fades almost to black. And then it widens out again. And we see a sort of a larger view of our tiny little chicken legs as it barrels its way toward a very large gaping mouth that begins to sing, "We've come from the sky, we've come to eat you all, we've come from the sky to conquer this little world." And then we fade to black.
As we go into it.
Thanks for joining us in the dark, Sojourners. Check out the Gothic podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And we will see you, well, coming up with season 3 here pretty soon.
Yay! A lot of fun.
Happy Krampusnacht, everyone.
Aye, uns des
Happy
Krampusnacht.
And to
And to all,
a good
a good
Gothic night.
This
A
is
good-
yeah. Good night, everybody.
And we are still
we are
alive.
alive.